What's up, guys? Welcome back. I am here again with MVP Daniel Laskowitz, regular guest on the channel now, over here all the time showing us all kinds of goodness, and he's back again today to bring us a continuation of a video we did a few months back about the word connector. We'll call this one Word Connector Part 2, right?
2. Yeah.
Awesome. And so what's the difference between the last video and what we're going to look at today, sir?
Well, actually, there has been some feature updates. So At first, it was really basic when we did the video, and I'm going to talk about that a little bit later. But the first video was really about changing some properties, only just a little bit text, and yeah, now I'm going to show you a lot more.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we're going to build on it. Okay, cool. Let's do it. Take it away, man.
Okay. So let me share my screen. Here we go. Can you see it?
I see it.
Okay, good. So yeah, the introduction, I'm going to skip it because everybody knows me probably. And let's talk a little bit about connector. So to recap, you still have two actions. You have the populate a Microsoft Word template action, and you have the convert Word document to PDF action.
Yep.
So the first one you use to fill a Microsoft Word template, and you have some more capabilities here right now. And the second one is to convert a Word document to PDF.
Perfect.
And there's a license involved, and that's Flow P1.
Yep.
So you need P1 for the premium connector. That's Word Online Business. Okay? So that's the first step. The content controls. When you are creating a Word template, you have some supported content controls and others are unsupported.
Okay.
At first, there was only the plain text one.
Yep.
But they have now added some other controls as well. So, and that's the interesting part for me, actually. That's the image and the repeating section one.
Got it.
Because last time, I don't know if you remember, but I had a whole wish list. And I was really wishing for the image because then you could, for instance, insert some images in your header, or you could insert an image of a signature, for instance, below.
Yeah, you really personalize it all.
Yeah. And the repeating section is for instance, for invoices. When you want to get all the different items in an invoice, and you want to display them in a table.
Gotcha.
So that's a repeating table, actually.
Okay.
So
cool.
Yeah, those are right now supported. So that's really an improvement. So yeah, what I actually am I doing it right here? It's probably gonna limitations. I kind of switched the the wrong
stuff
in here. Yeah, I probably skipped a slide. Oops. Let me skip this one.
That's all right. What is it that you want to say?
Here? Yeah, well, let's talk about limitations. The generated document still has a file size limit of 10 MB.
Okay.
So that's still a hard limit. So you can't create sizes bigger than 10 MB.
Which that's reasonable. You can create most documents in that size.
Yeah. So it's still the correct slide, by the way, but I renamed this one to content controls. So there's still limitations on the unsupported content controls, of course. So rich text is not available yet. Building block gallery, date picker, and the checkbox and the legacy form controls are not available yet. The other one I wanted to tell you about is the nested image control, the content control. That's not supported yet. So if you want to create an image within the table control, for instance. That's not possible.
I see.
So
Okay. So you
if you
can't
want
put
to repeat,
images
yeah,
inside of the repeating tables.
yeah, exactly.
Got it.
So
Okay.
that's not possible right now.
Okay.
So let's go into the demo.
Let's do it. The best
And
part.
I've got a crazy good demo, because we all know the Microsoft Flow online conference is gonna be on September 10th,
Yes.
and you know everything about that. And
Yes.
yeah, I wanna demo an Attendee List document generation.
Perfect.
So
I like it.
I want to generate an Attendee list, and I want to generate it from a SharePoint list. That's what I'm going to do. So I've created the SharePoint list with some items in there. And of course, I didn't create it yet live. So I haven't got a form, for instance, which will insert a SharePoint list item when somebody is an attendee. But I pre-created this. So it's all mock data. And let me actually show you that list. So I'm gonna switch to my site, and I've got my attendee list here, and we've got some attendees here.
All right.
So I filled in an attendee name and a company, and that's actually what I'm gonna show on the document.
Okay.
So how does that work? I already have Word open here, and I have a heading. It's a Flow Conference attendee list.
Yep.
And after that, I have inserted an image. So I've inserted the picture content control. Okay. And that's actually really easy. So let me show you how that works.
Right.
When I'm on the document and I want to insert an image, I can go to the developer tab. And when you don't have that available yet, you have to right-click, customize quick access toolbar, and customize ribbon, it's called. Sorry for that. And then you have to make sure there's a checkbox in the developer tab. So if you don't have that, you have to check it here, and then you can click OK, and then you'll have the developer tab as well. So then you have all the goodies in there, and you can select the picture content control.
That is
as
easy.
You can see, it's already in there.
Yeah.
But yeah, for me, it was a little bit more work because I had to insert the right image in there.
Okay.
So I did some resizing. So I did the format picture in here. Oh, sorry, not format picture. Size and position in there, and I changed the height and weight. So you have to do that before, and then you can actually insert the image. You also have to change the properties in there because you want to have, for instance, like I did, the call for speakers image. And I'm going to put a 1 behind there. And you have to place that in here so that when you click OK, and you will save this and you will use this in your flow, then you will see your call for speakers image 1. As
it'll
the
show
control,
up as
you can fill that
content.
In. Yeah,
right? It'll show up as dynamic content in Flow.
Well, not dynamic content, but you will have that as your input field. So
yeah. That's right.
Yeah, you can use your dynamic content to fill this call for speakers image 1 control. And for the table, it's actually also really easy because if you click insert and you can insert a table. I already did that beforehand, but I can, for instance, put a name in here. I can put a company in here, and I can put a date in here. Date. And then I can select the next row, and then I can go to the developer tab, and I can actually use the repeating section content control. And that repeating section content control, of course, you have some properties there as well. And you can name that an attendee. And when you call that an attendee, you can see that it changes in here. When you don't see it, you have to make sure design mode is on. So then you can see all the properties in there.
Got it.
In the table, of course, I want to have a plain text content control for the attendee name, for instance. So I'll change this one to name. And when I select it, I can also change the properties. So I call it name, and I always use it in here. And then you can do the company, and I can also fill in the company in here. And you, of course, have to change the properties here as well, because I always want to change the properties in here, because if I don't, it doesn't show up as company in the flow. It will use a random number, and I always like to have the good name in there. So I don't want to have a random number.
Yeah, makes sense.
And then the date, you can also insert that and change it to a date in here. So this is how you actually create that. And what's interesting here is that you can use the layout, the design in your table. So you can design the table however you want. So you can use all of the predefined grid tables in there, and it will keep this design in there. So when you generate a document, it will keep all the design in place. But for now, because I already created the flow, I will just use it like this, and I will keep it like this. So this is list template.docx, and let me change to the flow and edit this flow. So what I've created is a generate attendee list based on a trigger, a flow trigger, flow button. So it doesn't have any inputs. After this, it will get the current time. It will convert the time zone because I want it to a different format. And then I get file content. Why do I do this? Because I have in my site, I have a docgen assets folder, and there's actually a call for speakers add image, which I want to include in my Word file. So that file will go into the call for speakers image.
Yep.
Placeholder.
Okay.
So that's my one of my assets I'm going to use. And let's switch back to the flow. Then I will go to the get items action, and I will get all the items from the attendee list. The attendee list you already saw. That's this list. So we'll get all the items, and then I will do a select. So for all the items, I will do a select. And then I will get the attendee name, the company, and the created, and I will put them in a mapping, attendee name, company, and registration date.
Makes sense. Yep.
And that's what I do for the attendee details. So I use the select to make sure that I have the attendee name, the company, and the registration date. It's actually needed to put them in this order, because when I delete this, the output of the select, and I change to the detail inputs, you can see that it has the attendee name, the company, and the registration date in there. And the Word template action really needs that. So when I fill here attendee name, I can do a company in here, company, and I can put a registration date in here. When I change this to the entire array, you can see that it has the attendee name, the company, and the registration date in there with the inputs I used before. The Word template needs it in this order. So that's why I created attendee name, company, and registration date. The values that are in here below each other. And the attendee name from the SharePoint list, list item, the company, and the created, they will be inserted in the select in here. So when I remove this and I put the output in there, it's perfectly fine. The call for speakers image, that's actually the file content of the get file content action I did in here. So that's how you can insert an image in here. And yeah, that's actually perfect for now.
Yeah.
It shows the name and the date of the file I already created. So I don't know how that's still here, but it will eventually disappear. So click Save. After the populating a Word template, I create a doc, and that's my working doc. So I use a working doc.docx to store my my populated Word document in here. So that gets created in my site. When you go to the DocGen part and you go to Attendee List, I have a working doc in there, and that's actually the template. And it's already filled actually because I already I tried my demo before. But the Attendee List is actually it's already it's not filled in here.
Yep.
But after that, I convert the Word document to PDF. So I still use the working docx here, and then after that, it creates the PDF also in the DocGen SharePoint document library, and it will create it in the PDF folder. So the PDF folder is empty right now. Yeah.
Those are renamed create file actions, right? The create docx and the create PDF.
Yeah, I'm using that to actually use converted time .pdf in there.
Got it.
So it yeah, it creates the whole PDF in there. You can actually also don't convert it to PDF, and that's what I also tried before. And actually, when you look at the working doc, if you run the flow, and I'm going to do that right now. So when I run the flow, it will just start creating the whole attendee list. Oh, it's failed. Uh-oh. What's wrong there? Oh, file lock. Uh-oh. I'm in the file, so that's why it actually failed. So run it again. And it should run good now. Yeah. Nice. So here you can see your flow has run successfully, and the PDF is there already, but I wanted to show you the working doc because I've run into this problem. It doesn't show the attendees in there. It shows the image, it shows the everything in here, but it doesn't show the attendees. So when you go back to the PDF, let's take a look and see if the PDF is in there with all the attendees. Okay. And the attendees are in there, but they aren't in a working doc. So what's actually happening when I open it in the desktop app? It will open Word. Let me see if it's already there. Yeah. So the working docx is already in here, and it shows some info, but it doesn't show all the info yet. If you go to the PDF, it will show all the right names and stuff like that. But it seems to be something that's with Word Online, that it doesn't refresh it.
Gotcha.
So
Okay.
when you
So,
take a
but when
look
you
at
put
the
the
Word
data
Online
through,
stuff, it doesn't work.
well,
Yeah,
but when,
so
and as long as you put the data through to PDF, then it'll work for you.
yeah, so the PDF shows you all the good stuff, um, but the working doc.docx doesn't show you that.
Got it.
And I can actually try and open it again. Maybe that will actually also work. So the working docx, when I open it in desktop app, no, it's not refreshing your name. It's everywhere.
Mm-mm. I
So
am I am
that's
the one.
interesting. Yeah, and it actually shows all the registration dates. It's all the same date. So
Huh.
I think you really should do the PDF PDF step in there.
Yep.
So it might be a bug. Last week I had the same problem, but then I opened it in Word, and in Word the client it worked perfectly. But
Mm.
it seems that there might be a bug in there somehow.
Yeah.
But the PDF works like a charm, and that's what I really want.
Yep.
So if you look at a whole PDF, it just inserted all the different list items in here.
Yep. The
So
PDF is nice.
yeah, so that's how it works with the whole repeating table stuff. So
Very
it
cool.
will with only one item in the table, it will show you all the different items below each other when you generate a PDF. So
Well,
this could
now,
work really well for instance, an invoice or an attendee list, as I showed you. So
yeah,
let's just add one more to show it really works. So I'm gonna enter myself because I don't want to miss this conference, of course.
that's right.
So let me insert myself, save the item. It's in there right now,
Yep.
and when I go and run the flow.
You know what you should do is you should shut Word, and
Oh,
then
it's
you should,
probably no.
and then we'll, now that you ran the flow, now we'll
Yeah,
see if it generates the file correctly in
yeah.
Word too. If
Okay.
not, we at least have the PDF.
So here it is. The flow
Okay.
is running and it created. I ran it twice actually, but let's take a look if it worked well. So the attendee list, I have the working doc. So now I can open it in the desktop app. Moment of truth. No.
Nope, just me.
Yeah. So you can see there's Society in there.
Yeah,
So that's
one
my
part's fine.
entry, the one at the end. And now let's open the PDF. This is all right. Yeah, this is the last one. And you can
Boom.
see Daniel is actually in there.
Nice.
So this is how that works.
Cool.
And this is actually how cool it is to use this in a lot of scenarios because I think there's a lot possible for DocGen, but the
Yeah,
repeating tables was really something that was missing, and the images as well. So
totally.
um, some
Well, on this,
scenarios you really want to see is, for instance, there's a lot of companies that have different labels. So my company, for instance, it's part of the Capgemini group. So
mm-hmm,
sometimes we want to generate documents that have the Society logo in there. And
mm-hmm.
sometimes we want to have the Capgemini logo or some of the other logos in there. So that's actually something we could easily automate with these actions.
Totally. And I think also with adding images in, you could
Mhm.
even partner up, and use like the Adobe Sign connector,
Yeah,
which can output an image, and then you could drop
yeah,
that into your contract form. I mean, there's a
mhm,
lot of things that this opens up now.
yeah. And even the old school images of, I know tons of companies that are using images of a signature from a manager, for instance. In HR scenarios, a lot of managers are using that. So you can easily insert that on the bottom of your page, so that when you get a raise, and we all get a raise sometimes, right?
Hopefully.
So then, hopefully, I hope they don't forget me this year. But
that's right.
When they insert an image in there, then you can replace it with a signature of your manager, for instance. So you can spoof your own raise.
Perfect. Sign your own checks.
Sign your own checks. Nice. So that's actually what I wanted to show you for the demo.
Okay.
So for the resources, of course, you can go to these links. The Word Connector docs are actually something I really want to show you. So I'm going to click that one. And I hope it's working. Yep. So nice. You have the Word Connector resources in there. And what I really like about this is actually that they have added some extra info in there. So they already tell you how you can build your Word templates and how you can enable the developer tab. And awesome. Once you did that, you have the control section, and you can add any content controls, and it really shows you how to add them, for instance. Nice. So let me move this one, if it's working. I think it's here. Yeah. So then you can see how to add all the different content to the form, and it will guide you through all the steps that are available in there.
Very cool.
And it also shows you the limitations, which I already told you, and it also shows you a guide of how to use the repeating section content control. So it shows you everything I already showed you. And that's how it actually works. Yeah, I wish they would do this more with all the different connectors, actually, because for some connectors you need a little bit more guidance on how to use it. And this is actually a great example of it.
Well, you can tell that a person actually made this one, whereas a lot of the connector docs are actually machine generated based on the inputs and outputs and things. So you can tell that's a good one.
Yeah, I really like that. And you can also use the Word Connector templates page, of course, to know more about different templates for the Word Connector. So when you click on that, you will see some examples of how to use the Word Connector in combination with a template.
I like that they have Dropbox and Box. We got to make one for OneDrive, probably.
Yeah, probably we should. Yeah. So maybe some of the viewers of this video can actually submit a template.
Yeah, you can. If any flow you build, if you click on the ellipses, you can actually go and submit it as a template. So if you see that some templates that are missing, make them and send them in and let me know about them.
Yeah.
All right. So, well, thanks, dude.
Wraps it all up. So thanks a lot to our viewers, and I hope you'll create some great flows with it, because I think the Word Connector is really, really powerful, and there's lots of other services that charge you a lot of money for it. And I think this is one of the cheapest options for DocGen. So
$5
be sure
a
to
month
use it.
Isn't bad.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's right. Awesome. Well, hey, thanks to you for coming on and doing this and being such a regular guest and giving to the community so often. Really appreciate it, man.
Well, you're welcome.
All right, guys. You know what to do. Go ahead and click subscribe so that you don't miss another video. Much love from me. See you guys in the next video.